In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Use. One way that mine and my group's film trailer uses the forms and conventions of real trailers is by the intertitles. Although it's vital that all film trailers have intertitles, me and my group decided that we wanted ours to look like the ones used in the Girl on the Train's trailer. This is because they are simple but effective at the same time, and clearly represent the thriller genre well. The intertitles used have a black background, which represents the dark and mysterious plot effectively, as well as white text which fades in. We also found that the Girl on the Train's intertitles provide the audience with an insight into the plot and sells the film well. For example, one of the intertitles include "Based on the thriller that shocked the world." From this, me and my group decided to add the intertitle "Based on the award-winning novel," in order to make it even more realistic and to sell the film to the audience. Another thing that we used from The Girl on the Train is the type of storyline. Although we didn't copy or make ours exact the same, we did follow the idea of there being a female stalker and the involvement of a young child. We decided to use these parts of the plot as we thought that they'd also work well with the kind of film we are trying to create and would be effective in creating fear for the audience. Develop. Many films, whether they're within the thriller genre or not, will have several characters and a handful of main characters. However, as a group, we developed our film so that there are only 2 main characters. The reason being that we didn't want there to be too many victims in the plot, as not only would this be hard to keep up with, but it would also be even more creepier if the stalker dedicated her whole life to one specific person. It also meant that we didn't need to find a lot of actors, as me and Maeve were able to act as Amelia and Nancy, and Annie's little sister could act as Amelia's daughter. Challenge. Our film trailer also challenges real thriller films. This is because for most films within the genre, the antagonist is a male. From research, we even found that all 4 of our inspirational films have male antagonists, making it clear that we are subverting the stereotype. Although at first we had thoughts of using a male as our stalker, we thought that this would be too mainstream and wanted our film to be unique. We felt that the storyline made more sense for the stalker to be female, as she has a psychotic, jealous obsession with Amelia and her perfect life. Not only this, but we also wanted to highlight how women can be violent too, and didn't want to support and add to the negative and aggressive stereotype of men that society has created. Use. For the poster, we made sure that all the right codes and conventions were used by researching other film posters, allowing us to create an effective film poster. The codes and conventions we used were a filling block, which is the block of text usually at the bottom of a poster, which credits the people involved. The name of the film in a large text, which stands out on the poster immediately, engaging the audience to remember it. A tagline, which engages the audience and gives hints to the storyline. And lastly, critic reviews, which automatically sells the film to the audience based on the comments made, or in our case, how many stars the film is given. Develop. In order to develop our film poster, we decided to use a close-up image of the main character Amelia. We decided on this because after researching thriller film posters, we found that all of the ones that we were keen on and that inspired us had a close-up image of just the main character. At first we planned to have both characters, Amelia the victim and Nancy the stalker, on the poster in order to hint at the plot and show that Amelia is being watched at all times. However, after looking back at our research, we realised that it would work better if it was of just Amelia instead, especially because her name is also the title of the film. Challenge. One way in which we challenge the codes and conventions of thriller film posters is through the lighting and colour scheme of the image. Despite many posters within the genre using low-key lighting or use of dark colours in the background, we decided to subvert this in order to create enigma, making the audience remember it more. Not only this, but we also wanted to highlight Amelia's innocence, and make it clear that she is the victim in the film. We achieved this lighting effect through the use of a lamp, which was set up to shine directly onto my face. This enhanced the brightness of the picture, which also made it clearer to see. We also found that this lighting worked well with the colour scheme of our text, which is black, as it wouldn't be clear to read if we used low-key lighting. Use. We made sure that for our magazine cover, we used a lot of codes and conventions in order for it to look just as realistic as actual film magazines. The words annotated on this slide are some of the key codes and conventions that we use. For example, the title, or in other words, the masthead. This is important as it is the largest text used on the cover, making it stand out and clearly show the audience the name of the magazine. Develop. We decided to develop our magazine cover by keeping it quite minimalistic. Although we did include extra cover lines like magazine covers are supposed to, we didn't bombard it with text and imagery, as we wanted our image to be clear to see and not be covered by the text or things around it. Challenge. The lighting used on magazine covers is usually quite bright in order for the image to be clear and stand out. However, we decided to do the opposite with our image and use low-key lighting, which only covers half of the media's face and body with light. We created the lighting setup by putting two of our phone's flashlights on, which may then shine on the left side of me. This was done in order to create a sense of enigma and to highlight the dark and mysterious plot of the film. As well as this, we thought it could also have a hidden message, which is that the light shining on Amelia represents her innocence and perfection at the start of the film, whereas the darkness on the other side represents how her precious life is put at jeopardy. Overall, mine and my group's 3 media products all use, develop and challenge their codes and conventions equally. It's important that certain aspects are used from real media products, for example the layout of the magazine cover and poster, or the intertitles in the trailer, as they play a huge role in making them effective. However, to make them unique, you also need to develop and challenge certain codes and conventions, as this is what will make them stand out from others, and I really feel that me and my group have successfully done that.